Yo, Skid, what's up, everybody, man? Y'all know who I be. It's your man, who? CYGG. Now, today I'm about to be talking about, is Stephen A. right about Colin Kaepernick? Now, if you guys have been paying attention to the sports and what's been going on with anything surrounding the topic of Colin Kaepernick, people have been going in on Stephen A. Smith feeling like, yo, he is doing some buffoonery, coonery, any type of actions you want to tie to Stephen A. Smith. Basically, people feel like anything that he says in regards to him is very wrong, and they feel like, you know, Colin did no wrong in certain situations. Now, within this topic, I'm going to be discussing where I feel like both Stephen A. is right and where he is wrong, and where I am on Colin Kaepernick's side and where I'm on Stephen A.'s side. I'm going to basically be giving you guys a rundown on both sides of the situation. Now, of course, unless you've been living under a rock, everybody know how this situation started. It started off with basically Colin Kaepernick getting an early invite on a Saturday, supposed to be going to meet up with the NFL for a scheduled workout so they can try to see where his skill set is to possibly be on a team. Apparently, people tried to say that this was orchestrated by Jay-Z. Okay, now we got that out the way. What happened was, apparently there were some things within the waiver that Colin Kaepernick didn't agree with, and he wanted to change because it felt like it didn't really suit him. Now, this is where we start to get into those things, and we're going to start off with number one.
Dictate who his receivers were.
I have to stop you.
Now, the first problem that was stated was that Colin Kaepernick wanted his own receivers. Now, in this case, I agree with Colin Kaepernick. Settle because if I'm coming to work out with you guys, let me show you guys my skill set with throwing to people who I have chemistry with. Because at the end of the day, if I get picked up by an NFL team, I'm going to have to develop chemistry with those receivers in order to be able to show you guys how skillful I can pass the ball. And you only pass the ball at the best when you have chemistry with certain wide receivers or when you build a rapport with them. So in that case of Colin Kaepernick, I'm on this side because don't have me out here throwing the ball to some people who I don't know their speeds. I don't know where to put the ball at if I have not built any type of chemistry with them. Because if I do come out here, you may have guys that underrun the ball that make it look like I'm overthrowing it, or you may have guys that overrun the ball and make it look like I'm underthrowing it. So for my protection in that case, I want to be able to throw the ball to guys who are used to catching them from me, and they will go out of their way to try their hardest to make me look good even when I make the slightest mistakes. So in this case, I kind of agree with Colin. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to say kinda. I fully agree with Colin. Now, number two would be that Colin Kaepernick wanted to film the workout, or wanted his crew to be able to film the workout. Now, in this case, at first, when you just hear that his crew wants to film the workout and the NFL want to have their own film of the workout, well, this can kind of go either way. You can kind of look at both sides bad, because what if Colin Kaepernick performs greatly and the NFL only nitpicks the bad clips? Now, the reason why I say this is good on Colin Kaepernick's side is because T.O. literally said this on First Take.
An hour and a half, 2 hours of an interview, and then they break down and they edit, and then you guys get on the show, and there's a panel of people, and then they break down whatever clips that they show. They're not showing the entire hour and a half or 2 hours of that interview that I've done.
Now, if you're the NFL and you're feeling like, yo, we're trying to do something good, we're going to put out the legit clips, then you can feel like, yo, we don't trust Colin Kaepernick, because then what if, you know, Colin Kaepernick goes out there and throws 12 for 30 passes, but then we put out the all the bad passes he make, and then he only wants to put out the good passes. He don't want to put out any incomplete passes that he made. He only want to put out everything that had a person catching the ball. Then the NFL should be concerned, because then Colin Kaepernick can only nitpick clips. But in Colin Kaepernick's case, he said that he wanted to release the full workout, flaws and everything, so people could see everything. And in this case, once again, I couldn't help but be on Colin Kaepernick's side. It's number three. Now with number three, the problem started when Colin Kaepernick said that he wanted to change the venue. Now, I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you're gonna have 25 teams watching you, I can understand like why not still show up there? Now, I understand if you feel like they're not gonna, you know, film the workout, then hey, you know what? Hey, come to this high school. But at the same time, if a couple of teams already don't want to come there, then you're not making it even better for yourself.
Going on. You don't really want to attend anyway.
Okay.
30 minutes before you're supposed to get there, you receive a call said, we're moving the venue. What you think you're going to do?
I'm good.
Thank you.
And what I mean by that is 8 teams still went to go watch Colin Kaepernick. Despite the 25 leaving, there being 25 teams and 17 leaving, 8 teams still showed up and they were like, yo, we still want to watch you play. We still want to watch you work out. If you don't believe that we're here to sign you, we're still going to make this hour drive to come watch you. Now, in this case, I don't really know how much I can be on Cap's side on this one. So I'm going to say I kind of hedge with Stephen A little bit on this one. Now, number four would actually be the comments Colin Kaepernick made. Now, of course, these comments, bro, like, let's be real. Shannon Sharpe and even T.O. agreed that these comments were terrible that he made after the workout.
Wait a minute. I'm not agreeing with everything that Colin Kaepernick has done.
I'm not saying that.
Like I said, you don't have to agree. I don't totally agree with some of the things as I texted you the other day. He could have articulated or expressed his thoughts better than he did in the interview.
Belligerent, like angry. NFL 32 owners, Roger Goodell, stop running. Scouts, tell your bosses I'm Really? In power, they do not like to be told what to do. And when normally, and through my experience, when you tell someone like that, do this or else, they'll always choose else.
Now, what's bad about it is in the third section, I talked about it was already 25 teams that dropped down to 8, and those 8 made an hour drive. And even when they made that hour drive, they wanted to see, were you still like, an elite quarterback? And the reason why everybody know that Colin Kaepernick is still an elite quarterback. I mean, Colin Kaepernick can't do any worse than what Jameis Winston is doing for the Bucs right now. I mean, Jameis Winston is looking like garbage. So with that being said, of course, Colin Kaepernick can play in the NFL. The problem was when those 8 teams showed up and he said, yeah, those 32 teams, we're still waiting. Blase, stop running, tell the truth. I've been denied 3 years away, 3 years. See, then you was talking about tell the owner stop running and all that. Colin Kaepernick, number one, let's just put this out there. We know that you are unfairly put out the league. That's number one. Of course, I stand with Cap. But in this case, if you're already doing something that you feel like, yo, I have a slim chance at, why make your chance slimmer? Like, I don't understand that. In my case, like, yo, when he made those comments, what I feel like he could have said anything else instead of giving the media a soundbite to run with, and that's what he did. He gave the media a soundbite, and that's why I kind of disagree with Cap on it. Matter of fact, I'm not going to say kind of, I do disagree with him because number one, there's no all 32 NFL teams. Only 25 showed up because those were the 25 that needed you. The Saints don't need no quarterback. They have Drew Brees, and then they have Teddy Bridgewater as a backup. They don't need you. I mean, it's a lot of other teams that got quarterbacks that really don't need you. Lamar Jackson with the Ravens, they don't need you. The Chiefs don't need you. That's why some of those teams didn't show up. And what happened is, like I said, I also agree with what Shannon Sharpe said. When you tell billionaires with money what to do, they're going to always choose like, yo, the NFL has been going on without you. People are talking about Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson for the MVP. These are the black quarterbacks that we want people to look up to, not you. So we will continue to push these guys forward instead of pushing you forward, or we could also just forget about you. So in this case, this is where I kind of like agree with Stephen A. Smith, like, yo, why did you make that comment? But number 5, Stephen A's video. Now, Stephen A's video, this is the big problem. Stephen A in his video, I feel like I disagree with every single thing he said in that video, simply because he made the video too emotionally, and the same thing he accused Kaepernick of, he did. He said that he felt like Kaepernick got in his feelings and he started saying things that cost him his job. If I'm correct, I think I got the soundbite of that.
When an opportunity is there for you, knowing what you got to deal with, you just go throw all of that knowledge aside because you caught up in your feelings. Oh, they're corrupt. You didn't know that?
Now, what's so bad about that is that Terrell Owens literally called out Stephen A. Smith for doing the exact same thing when he made that whole rant video.
Stephen A., you have a platform. It's okay to disagree, but it was the way you were going about it. It was almost like you were attacking him. And I think the thing with Colin Kaepernick, Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A., with what he...
And to be honest, I'm going to keep it real with you. This is where I feel like everybody is going against Stephen A. Smith, is settled, because even though T.O. said there are some things he disagreed with, even though Shannon Sharpe said there are some things that he disagreed with, nobody is going against Shannon Sharp. No one is going against Terrell Owens. But guess who people are going after? Stephen A. Smith, because he made a highly emotional video just tearing down, kept saying, yeah, you don't want nothing. You're done. Like I felt like Stephen A. went entirely too far with the video. And after that, people seem to like try not to listen to whatever else type of evidence you have left. And they pretend to like overlook anything else that you say. And that's where I understand why people are going after Stephen A. the way that they are, and why he can be looked at as wrong, because I disagree with that video as well. And lastly, the thing that I've heard Charlamagne the God say, the thing that I've heard Stephen A. Smith say, the things that I've heard a lot of other people say, and of course, I mean, you can take these guys' comments with a grain of salt. You can say these guys are flip-flopping. Choose to take this however you want. The one thing that Colin Kaepernick does that pisses me off so bad is the fact that he doesn't say anything. It's a lot of people that are standing with Cap, that support Cap like myself. But when it comes down to what do you want us to do? What is your plan? He never says anything. And the one time he chose to say something was the time where it seemed like his comments were counteractive and they were going against him by trying to call out the NFL when his whole purpose was to try to get a job in the NFL. Now, I don't care what a lot of you guys say. Y'all can sit right here and pretend like, yo, but they did him wrong. They did him wrong, this and that. Colin Kaepernick, NFL trying to do this, blase, blase. At the end of the day, he's already sued these people. They have settled with him. At this point, they don't have to allow him back. It's their league. They can choose to find who they want to find, do what they want to do. If the league is so damn terrible, why is he trying to get back in it? Because, hey, he loves football. If you got falsely fired from a place when you want to keep your position, yes. But even then, once you go back to that place, you got to know that there's going to be some things you have to deal with, because you have set that tension for yourself with those people. And Colin Kaepernick knows this, and that's why like a lot of people get confused when it comes to supporting him, but you never hear him say nothing. Like Stephen A. said, you chose to not answer any media questions, but you chose to give out that sound bite. And that sound bite is the one thing that everybody disagrees with Cap, just like that sound bite from that video is the thing that everybody disagrees with Stephen A. Now, to answer the question of this video, is Stephen A. wrong about Cap? I feel like him being wrong, he's not wrong for disagreeing with how he wants to disagree, because everybody has their reason to disagree, and Cap has their sides to be, skeptical about the NFL. They have their reasons to be skeptical.
You don't trust the NFL. You're so defiant in your stance with the NFL. Yet, you could have said no. He could have easily said no to the NFL's offer, says I'm staging my own.
Talk about guys all the time, how you handle it. You could have had your lawyers sit up there earlier in the week from the time Tuesday arrived and they made the offer, and you could have said, I don't want to show up for this, here's why, and you could have publicized that through your attorneys, and that would have been fine.
In this case, I'm not going to say just because you disagree with Kaepernick that makes you a coon, because Shannon Sharp disagreed with Cap doing that. Nobody called him that. Terrell Owens said it himself. He disagreed with things Cap did. Nobody called him out. But Stephen A., his problem was making that video. If he would have never made that video, I feel like it would have been different. But since he made that video, people are calling him that. And also, like I said, it's things that I disagree with Cap doing as well. And just because you're black and you disagree with what Cap did doesn't make you, oh, you're a coon, you go against it, because plenty of us do, because we don't understand his moves. And the problem with not understanding his move is that he never says anything and lets those who support him in on what he's doing, so we can know how to feel and know how we should gauge our support when it comes to him. That's where Colin starts to look like a hypocrite, because he's asking for transparency from the NFL, but he's not even willing to provide transparency to the people who support him. So go down to the comments below. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. How do you feel about the whole situation? Until next time, it's your man Pooh, CYGG, and I'm out.